Coming up on Help I Sexted My Boss.
We hear some of your sibling revenge stories and some of mine.
And you tell us about the first ever Wendy.
Hello and welcome to our Friday episode where we see how much extra content we can squeeze into your week. Random things that have been sent in, extra bits that have been going on, and how our advice went down with you, our G&Divas.
You all right, Chuck?
Chuck?
Yeah. Isn't that what Silly used to say? Yeah, right,
Chuck. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in that very in-between autumnal summer phase at the moment.
Autumnal?
Yeah. I've got a cardi on, but it's still a bit warm for it.
It's quite warm, yeah. Summer's back.
Yeah.
Which is, I like autumn. It's my favourite. Spring and autumn.
No, spring can be a cruel mistress. Spring. She can. Spring can be...
It's just slightly camp. No, spring can be a cruel mistress. Also camp, but also quite literary at the same time.
Spring is a cruel mistress.
Okay.
Autumn, you know what you're going to get. Right. Spring, April, could be red hot beer gardens, or it could be snowing.
Yes.
You never know. Cruel mistress, spring. It plays with you. Autumn, you know where you are.
Okay.
But
but I quite like winter.
I knew autumn would be your favourite season.
I don't mind winter.
Because you're a basic.
I'm not a pumpkin spice latte person, thank you very much.
No, I'd say summer then autumn.
Okay.
I do like the autumn. I don't mind the winter, it just drags on, doesn't it?
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
Prefer it when it's cooler in this country.
Weather chat.
Anyway, look, you may have seen on our socials that we've been nominated for a few British Podcast Awards.
This is amazing. It's very, very humbling. Is that the right word?
Yes.
When you get nominated for so many awards. So we've been nominated for this Best Comedy Podcast.
Who'd have thought?
Best Entertainment Podcast.
Quite.
The Spotlight Award. What one's that?
I think it's for lighting. Best Host.
Best Host and the Listener's Choice Award. And at the time of recording...
Hang on. I've noticed on this script it says the Listener's Choice Awards and the apostrophe is in the singular. Is there only one listener that is deciding?
Oh.
In which case, we stand no chance. But if there are plenty of listeners, who knows? You never know.
So at the time of recording, the ceremony hasn't happened. But by the time this is released, we'll let you know if we've won or not. So, yeah. Well, the news agent's going to be there.
They were last time, and you nearly fangirled them.
I did.
So, at the time of recording this episode, the ceremony has not happened. But by the time this episode is released, all of us will know if we have won or not. And I'm sure you'll see it on our socials if we have. And you won't if we haven't. So what we thought was we'd start this episode with a selection of reactions so that we're covered.
Oh, okay.
No matter what happens.
Right, okay.
It's a role play. We love it.
Okay.
Kissing role play went down very well on Tuesday. So, Jordan, we've won an award.
Hey! Oh, thank you.
It means so much.
We're so grateful to everyone that voted, to everybody at the British Podcast Awards.
To the judges.
To the judges who, tirelessly work really hard listening to podcasts and entries. So we really appreciate that we won for you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. It means a lot. And there are an awful lot of people that work on Help I Sexted My Boss, and this award is for them.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. Yes.
Okay. Different role play. We didn't win anything.
We didn't win anything. Okay.
Fuck the lot of them.
What do they know? Seriously.
It's the last time I go.
Have you ever met a judge for someone that works on the British Podcast Awards? None of them have ever done it themselves in their life anyway.
No.
If you can't do it, teach it. That's what I say. And that's exactly what they've done. They wouldn't know a decent podcast if it come up and slapped them in their fucking faces.
They can shove it up their arse.
They can shove it up their arses. They wouldn't know talent if it knocked on the door on a cold Friday night. A lot of them. Honestly. British Podcast Awards, my ass. And what were you lot thinking? Well, this audio entry. It's not hard.
No.
Fucking hell.
This team, crap.
Shake yourselves up. Jesus. Shiting hell.
What do they even do?
I know. You can sit there pressing buttons, swirling a camera around and laughing in background. Useless, a lot of them. Judge on a podcast award, my ass.
Now, G&Divas, you could also vote for the Listener's Choice Award. So let's let's roleplay that one. We won the Listener's Choice
Yay!
Awards.
Thank you so much for voting for us. We don't say this enough. Genuinely, you guys are the best listeners in the world, and you make this podcast. You really do.
Gosh, we wish we could respond to all of your messages that we see on social media. Obviously, I see all of the letters that come in and respond to all of them if you've put a return address and if they are handwritten. I do not respond to typed letters. It's quite clear. But we're very, very grateful.
We are so grateful.
You are the best listeners in the world.
Thank you. We love it. And we love it when you stop us in the street and say you listen to the podcast as well. It makes our day.
It does. It
does.
Puts a spring in our step.
You get on a train now and people go, I'm a G&DIVA. Like,
They shout
where did I meet a
Wendy.
G&DIva the other day? The weirdest place. Oh, where was it?
Was it a dark room?
No. I'm a G&DIva. Where was it? What? Grow up.
Take my joke and run with it then.
Where was I this weekend?
Your bosses.
No.
A football match. A gym.
I can't remember. I met a G&DIva in the weirdest of places.
Well, let's not waste any time.
Oh, it was someone. No, it was some. Yeah. Anyway, but, yeah.
Well, that was worth it, wasn't it? Okay, and now roleplay. We have not won Listener's Choice Awards. Well, thank you very much.
Call yourself, listeners. We ask you one favour. Every week we get in the studio. We try to be funny. We try to entertain you. Give you a good 45 minutes, sometimes an hour, of good quality audio, and you can't be fucking arsed to press one button on an app. Cheers.
Why don't you spend less time shouting Wendy at us in the street and actually vote?
Why don't you, for once, do something productive, okay?
Yeah.
And bloody vote for us.
And when we're not here this time next year, you'll only have yourself to blame.
You self-centered pieces of shit. We love you. I like that.
This was quite good fun.
Yeah, it was.
Can we enter more awards so we can do this more often? Oh, that's fun. We love everybody on this team and our listeners. That was all an act. Well, and Ben, yes. Yeah. Anyway, after the Oasis boys buried the hatchet a good number of weeks ago, we have asked if any of our listeners that we all love had any sibling revenge stories that could rival a good old North or Hanson sibling story.
Yes.
Jodie confessed that she managed to get Oasis tickets, but she denied her brother one of the tickets because he didn't let her come to Glastonbury with him. I think that's tit for tat. That's fair enough. He started it. You can finish it.
Yeah. I'll tell you, Brian made me drink his piss once. Did I not tell you that? Him and our Kirsty, can I just say? I'm going to name him. I was at my auntie's pub.
Hang on, who's Kirsty?
A cousin.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I thought Kate is. Yeah.
Come with a whiskey glass today. Auntie Mag said you can have some whiskey, but you got to down it. And he just pissed in it and made me down it. Sorry, no one's laughing at that. But it's weird. Now I'm making it sound weird. He was horrible. He's my mate now, like and stuff, but he was horrible to me. But yeah.
Okay.
It's a little bit of piss and I downed it.
Michaela got her belly button pierced when she was 15 and her little sister told their mum, so in retaliation, Michaela freed her little sister's hamster. Wow.
So I'm here for it.
That's the poor hamster. Millie shared her story of sibling revenge. She said, when my older brother and I were fed up with our younger brother, we would ask if he wanted to play Houdini with us.
I did this with our Dominic.
This would involve us using bicycle locks and dressing gown belts, maybe a game Jordan would enjoy, to tie him to the banisters in the upstairs hallway, which he was supposed to try and escape from. We would then just go downstairs and leave him there for a few minutes of peace while he struggled.
I put our Dominic in a Samsonite suitcase and we forgot the password. We had to ring my dad at work. Do you know what, sometimes, honestly, I forgot the code. You had to ring my dad at work. And he was like, it's awful. We were playing magicians.
How long was he in that case?
Good 5-10 minutes. Oh, we're awful. Sometimes when at night, it'll come to me and I'm like, you could have died, yeah. Yeah.
It's all gone a bit
We were
longer
going
than
to drill
Spy.
holes in for him to breathe because we couldn't get through to my dad. It was awful. I had to go next door and said, we got a drill.
And did your dad remember the password?
It gives me pure anxiety.
But how did he get out of that case?
What? My dad had to tell me the password.
Okay.
Yeah, I got a bollocking when he got home.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
Wow. To get back at her deaf little brother after he grasped on her for swearing, Stephanie took the batteries out of his hearing aids and hid them. Now, you're half deaf.
Yeah. So I can
Because
half laugh at that.
You
Hang on. How did he hear her swearing?
well, because the batteries haven't been taken out yet.
Oh, so he had his ear. Oh,
Yeah, that
right.
was afterwards.
Yeah. So I bet they laugh about it now.
Can we just have a recap on how you became deaf? Because it's one of my favourite moments
No,
of
we're
this
not doing it.
podcast.
I've told it a million times.
You were putting a bicycle away in the garage and suddenly went deaf.
Or putting my bike in shed.
And then you lost the hearing in one ear.
Yeah, and my ear popped. I remember it.
So funny.
And I said to my mum, I've gone deaf. She said, don't be daft. And she finally took me to the doctor's.
Weeks later.
2 weeks later, she gets mad when I say that. And he got this thing and whacked it on the table. And he put it in my good ear, and I could hear it ringing, and then put it in my deaf ear. Anyway, it turned out I burst of blood, but it could have been an aneurysm. There you go, could have dropped dead. All right,
Well,
easy.
Where'd you get your kicks? Casualty. You were about to say that, weren't you? Yeah. Sorcha used to put vinegar on their brother's pillow whenever he got annoying.
Oh, it's a good shout.
And in a similar vein, Ricky, or Reich, said, my brother farted on my pillow, so I dipped his toothbrush in the lavatory and never told him. That is disgusting.
Was there not anything you did with James?
I dropped a croquet mallet on his head and he had to go to hospital for stitches.
That is the most William Hanson sentence I've ever heard.
And he whacked me over the face with a saucepan because to dislodge a loose baby tooth because I was complaining. And he decided he would finish it once and for all. And he did, it worked.
Okay.
Because did you like having teeth pulled?
No.
Like, no, I hated it. But my
horrible.
father was obsessed with doing it. And I wouldn't stop him. So James got this saucepan and went whack round the face.
Did it come out?
Yeah, rolled
Right.
across the kitchen floor.
Who, James?
No,
Oh, right.
we did after I finished with him.
Right, let's do some more listeners' responses and messages. These aren't the usual ones we do on a Tuesday episode. It's
No,
just
these aren't dilemmas.
tittle tattle.
Tittle tattle. And we've got a lovely handwritten letter. And this is from Kate. And I thought I'd bring it in. I have responded, but I brought it in. Dear William, may I wish you many happy returns for your upcoming birthday on the 2nd of September. I believe you are 35. Happily, we share a birthday. However, I am somewhat older than you and will be 60. Oh, so not as close as our listener on Tuesday, David, who was 74.
Yeah.
Being a landmark birthday, 60, not 35, I'll be celebrating in Madeira, but will try to tune into my favourite podcast as usual. Don't break a sweat. Your podcast is my guilty pleasure. I took issue with that. Why?
I don't. I'll take that.
It shouldn't be guilty.
Now, you think of all the highbrow podcasts out there. There's no pleasure in guilt. No, there's no guilt in pleasure. Yeah. You
Right.
think of all the highbrow podcasts you could be listening to out there.
Are we not highbrow?
No, William, we're really not.
Oh.
I've just told our millions of listeners about the time I drank my brother's piss.
You don't get that on the news agents.
You don't.
No. Anyway, your podcast is my guilty pleasure, and I save up both editions to listen to after the Archers omnibus while we do the
See?
cleaning on a Monday.
Point proven. She listens to Archers on BBC Radio 4.
The two complement each other perfectly.
There you go.
My husband is completely bemused by my liking your show.
So he's not a fan.
This gets worse, thank you. And thinks I have lost the plot. Having discovered the podcast, I worked my way through your back catalogue and was a little irritated by your assumption about those of us over 35 and what we should or should not be doing. Believe it or not, we don't all turn into golden oldies over the age of 40 and still have the same dilemmas that we did at 20. Thank you.
Is this my first appearance on This Morning?
Oh yes. Because what did you say?
Over 40 shouldn't dance in public.
Yes.
Oh, how we laughed.
While I'm having a moan, what is it with your northern stereotyping? I realise Jordan's northern cheeky chappy persona is the perfect foil to you, the world's leading etiquette expert, but believe it or not, we don't all have flat caps and whippets, honestly. Enough of my chiding. Thank you both for
I can't believe someone up north listens to Archers. Fair play.
enough of my chiding. Thank you
Come
both.
on, it's Surrey, isn't it?
It's what?
It's just people in Surrey listen to Archers.
Is that the smart speaker?
Surrey.
Don't know. Enough of my chiding. Thank you both for a little bit of light in an otherwise pretty grey world and having created a very dark community of G&Divas. A few weeks ago, I was in the very lovely Oats and Honey Bar in Monton, Manchester, where the lovely girl behind the bar offered me their new tipple for summer, a gin and a bonnet. When I exclaimed, "Oh, a G&D," she replied, "You're not a G&Diva, are you?"
Oh.
When I replied that I was, we nearly hugged. I would have loved to have come to your cinema event. However, my local cinema is in Burnley, and despite Real Cinema having opened 2 screens, they were both full of Jordan North's relatives, so I never got a seat. Happy birthday. I will raise a glass to you in Madeira, although I doubt it will be a G&D because I'm not sure they will have heard of it. Best wishes, Kate.
Whereabouts in East Lancashire from?
There.
Oh, I feel really bad now. She's from Burnley. Sorry, Kate. Sorry.
There's
course.
her address.
Oh. I know that. That's my Auntie Jen lives up near there.
Well, thank you very much, Kate, for that. And actually, Kate serves as a timely reminder. She's seen the D in the wild at the Oats and Honey Bar in Monton. We're doing Spotted D.
Spotted D.
How does Spotted D work, Jordan?
Oh, basically, if you see any de bonnet out in the wild, a bit of D, like just somewhere random, I don't know, maybe you go to
We don't want
bar in Barn Oldswick or something.
Yeah, we don't need you finding it in an odd bins and sending us a
Cafe
photo.
in Crete.
Yeah.
Or a garden in Germany. Shut up, go it. Or you have a frolic in France and you see some D.
Yes.
Get in touch.
Lovely. Thank you. Send it in. Hayley's been in touch. She says, "Hello.
Why does it sound like you're saying lesbian's been in touch there?
Hayley.
Say Hayley's been in.
Hayley's been in touch.
I
does
feel
that
like
sound
you're
like
saying,
lesbian?
"Hey, lesbian in touch."
Hayley has been in touch. She says, "Hello. I have an etymology of my own to share. Did you know that before the creation of Peter Pan in 1904, the first name Wendy didn't really exist?"
I've heard this before.
Yeah. J.M. Barrie, the creator of Peter Pan, explained that he was inspired by a nickname given to him by a friend's child. She used to call him Fendi Wendy, meaning friend. The name was rarely used prior to the play, in which case it could be related to the Welsh name Gwendolen, and that name only became common after Barrie's play ran.
It is a beautiful name, Wendy, isn't it?
Yes.
Don't meet many Wendy's, do you?
No.
Do you know any Wendy's? Apart from my
I know one or
Wendy.
two.
No, seriously, do you know, it is a lovely name.
Yeah.
If I ever had a daughter, I'd call her middle name Wendy.
Yeah, so that runs runs in the family.
Yeah. My grandma's got a lovely name as well. Glenys.
Glenys. What's her middle name?
I don't know.
Well, you find out.
I will. I'll have to... Oh, I do. No. Do you know any other Wendy's?
Yes, I did. I do know Wendy. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a nice name.
What are you giggling at? What's Ben giggling at?
Was your mum? We need to ask Glenys this. What? Ben has just lost the plot, and I don't really know what the funny
What's up
was.
with you?
Go on, tell us, Ben.
What's so
Come
funny?
to the microphone and tell us. No, don't just sit there. Summon up the energy to tell us.
Because, hear me out. Hear me out.
Yeah.
Jill, can I borrow your potato peeler? Hasn't got the quite.
No.
It's the name in it.
Even Sarah can I borrow your
Sarah,
potato?
can I borrow your potato peeler?
Wouldn't work.
No. Karen, can I borrow? It's a Wendy. That's that bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was meant to be.
We've missed something here, and I don't know what.
What's going on?
Okay, you're saying move on.
Move on. Have you had an ex or a flame that was a Wendy? You don't meet many young Wendy.
So can we ask Glenys, was your mother named
I'll ask her.
after Peter Pan?
Mm-hmm.
Which would explain why your father is sometimes known as Tinkerbell.
Peter would have worked.
Tinkerbell would have been funnier, and indeed was. Simon has brought something to our attention. William, you have now peaked in your ecclesiastical career as you have been quoted in the Church Times following your interview in The Times.
And it's great that you was in the Times. Oh, have you got that? I want to read it.
Yeah.
Will you bring it?
It's also online,
Oh, yeah.
but I've got the physical copy.
Okay, send it me.
Wow. Okay. Heady days indeed. I did not know this. I shall now read. I used to do little Oh, okay. This is what I said to the Times. I used to do little communions at home for my family. I mean, I would make them do it. They had no choice. None of them are particularly religious, and I'm not a die-hard Christian. But I liked the dressing up aspect. I liked the ritual. William Hanson, writer and broadcaster on etiquette, on his childhood ambition to be the Archbishop of Canterbury, interview in the Times. And they've reprinted that in the Church Times.
Oh, the Church Times is a separate...
Yes.
Yeah.
Separate. Yeah, it's not to do with the times, I believe.
A good friend of mine recently told me they're going to church a lot at the moment.
Are they? Is everything all right?
Oh, yeah, it's just
fine.
fair play to him.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, there we go. I've been in the church times.
When was the last time you were in church?
A couple of weeks ago.
Get away.
Yeah.
What were you there for?
Well, to worship.
Fair play.
I went to go and see my friend.
Oh, Vicar Tom.
Yes.
How is he?
He's all right.
Where's he vicaring now?
Same place.
In London?
Of the same parish.
The Vicar of Soho?
Of the same parish.
Is he?
Yes.
I haven't seen him for ages. Will you tell him I said hello?
I will do, yeah.
Yeah, I've not seen him for ages. He's still got his moustache?
Yes, it comes and goes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I'll tell you all about him later. We've had a couple of follow-ups from Chris's story about his potential gym faux pas in strange gifts, sore throats and slippery slip-ups. Louise in southern Germany, but originally from Cambridge,
Guten Tag.
has been in touch. Dear William Jordan and the whole Sexted team, my daughter was born with only one hand, and she often gets asked things like, do you need a hand, or have you washed your hands, along with other phrases that assume two-handedness. She leads such a successful life with just one hand. She started riding a bike on her 4th birthday, and most people don't even notice she's a bit shorter on one side. In fact, they're more likely to comment on her red hair. She's never once mentioned this as a problem and understands that language isn't always designed for people like her. Your listener shouldn't worry about offering a hand. People with limb differences have heard much worse. In fact, they often find it worse to be ignored.
Yeah,
Well, there we go. That's nice.
exactly.
Some reassurance.
Yeah.
Talking of that episode title, Strange Gifts, Sore Throats and Slippery Slip-Ups, when Mike and I were heading up to Yorkshire, we played a good game. He was driving. Hours of fun. And on his podcast app, I would read out the episode titles of different episodes, not ours, just like, all the podcasts he has, and get him to guess which podcast it was.
Oh, okay.
Apparently, it was quite easy to spot a Sexted
I bet that's a good game to
podcast.
play.
Yeah, but it's quite good fun.
Was any water spilt on him in that journey?
No water was spilt on him.
Did we talk about that recently?
We did, yes. Yes,
Me and Ben didn't know where to look.
He's yet to... No, Ben wasn't there.
Oh, Ben wasn't there?
No. He is yet to hear that episode. So I'm still married.
Are we going away again in New Year?
I hope so.
That was nice, that.
It's top of the agenda at the AGM, I think.
Something to look forward to,
Yes.
isn't it?
And Chloe also messaged in about it, saying, Dear William and Jordan, brackets and everyone else, Chris's story reminded me of an awkward faux pas I made with my upstairs neighbour. I live in a flat, and one day I was about to visit family for a few days. On my way out, I bumped into my neighbour and, making small talk, mentioned that I'd be out of the area for a while. I then asked if he could keep an eye on my flat. As the words were leaving my mouth, it dawned on me my neighbour wears an eye patch and only has one eye. I still think about that interaction and wonder what he thought of my unfortunate turn of phrase.
It's a term of phrase, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is.
And it wasn't, again, as I think I said at the time, there's no intention there.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't, you weren't intending to cause offence.
Yeah.
And most sensible people will be able to delineate between the two.
As long as you're not, and if they look offended, just apologise straight away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Could you say something to me that's a turn of phrase that might be offensive?
So much things springs to mind.
Because there's probably not, is there?
Yeah, but I mean, you're deaf in one ear, but what's the hearing one?
My left hand. Yeah.
Yeah, can't think of anything. But you wouldn't be offended.
No, I'd
If
laugh
I said it meanly, you would be.
No, I wouldn't.
Would
I'd laugh
you?
it off.
Oh, here's a challenge.
Go on, give me your best
No,
shot.
I'll
Go on,
do
give
it
me
in the
best shot.
wild.
Go on.
I don't like your cardigan.
If you want to get in touch, that's not to do me here. If you want to get in touch about something that isn't a dilemma or problem,
Stop crying.
drop into our DMs. You can send us an email to help@sexandmyboss.com. We also love hearing back from the people we offer advice to. So if that's you, get back in touch, and we'll see you on Tuesday.
I do like that cardigan, actually. It's growing on me.
Shove up your ass.